Hi there, this is Anthony. I got another quick tip for you based on an amazing question. Now, this question is pretty particular, but I think you're going to see how it applies to your own memory projects. And I have to be upfront with you. The answer that I have is not perfect, but I think you'll see how that you can use it to strategize in a way that is going to make all your memory work much, much better, and you're going to get more results. So let's get started. The question goes, I need to memorize information in a dynamic way so that I can add more data later and create deeper knowledge about the material. Let's say, for instance, I'd like to know about geography. First the names of countries, then the names of their capital cities, and the names of monuments in those cities and more. Do I need to build different memory palaces, or can I extend the ones that I have? Well, the answer is both. You should always be making new memory palaces. Seriously, every day. It's a good memory exercise in and of itself, and it also means that you'll never get caught without a memory palace ready to go. So that when you are asking a question like this, then you already know whether you're going to use a new memory palace or not. So it's not really should you or should you not. You should be prepared to experiment. That's very, very important, that you are always experimenting and working through things. Now, a lot of people want the 10 Commandments of memory, and a lot of people are willing to give it. So you got to go read those books and take those video courses, but I don't have BS like that in my stuff. I'm giving you a method, and that method enables you to find your own systems, find your own ways, knowing that you need to be flexible. That's just reality. But you can be flexible in a way that is informed by the best possible techniques. So I am here to tell you that you need to create as many memory palaces as possible so that you are prepared and that you know how memory palaces work at the highest possible level. It is an art, it's a craft, and there is no mistaking that. You get better and better and better at it the more memory palaces you make. No matter how many that you've made, you can still get better, and it's just an opportunity. Every place that you go, you can sit and draw it out. You can draw out a park, you can draw out a restaurant, you can draw out a movie theater, and I really recommend that you do draw it by hand because that helps create more understanding in your mind of space. You get better spatial memory, and so this is very important. Now, you can extend memory palaces too, and that's also a great exercise. It's a great practice, and it's also an art. So you can extend them in parts or divisions or partitions, if you like. And so it's not really so much that you're adding on new stations as you are adding a second part, like you would add a new wing onto a house. And so let's look at my girlfriend's apartment. I'm not going to show you any pictures of the private apartment, but there is a contained area. There's 50 stations in this memory palace based on my girlfriend's apartment. And then I can go out on the street and through the parking lot to the street to the U-Bahn, and U-Bahn is German for subway in case that's not familiar to you. And then the U-Bahn is itself a part of the memory palace, a partition in this larger memory palace, but they're each independent units at the same time that they're connected or part of the whole memory palace. So they're both independent and they're connected and whole. So that's kind of a paradoxical way to think about them, maybe like an M.C. Escher drawing, but that's really how it works. And so again, they're all the same memory palace, but they are all divisions of that memory palace. So this helps with jumping to different parts of the memory palace, from going from memory palace 1 to 2 to 3. You don't have to mentally walk all the way from division 1 to division 3 or division 3 to division 10, depending on how you've structured your memory palace. And why this works, to answer the question, is that if you've got the countries of the world in one memory palace, and then you've got the cities of those countries in another memory palace, and then you've got monuments in a third memory palace, well, that sounds like you're spreading out that information awfully distant from one another, but you're actually able to go from station 1 in memory palace partition 1 and then into what would be, in my case, station 51 in partition 2 or division 2, and then going on to 102 in the third one, which is the way that works once I get into the subway. And that's amazing. You just boom, boom, boom. And I know if I just want monuments, I go to the third memory palace. And essentially what's happening is a kind of telescoping effect, because the information is repeated 3 times. The countries are memorized as such in the first partition. The cities, capital cities, I should say, are memorized in the second partition, and then monuments are memorized in the third. So you're getting those countries 3 times, then you're getting the cities twice, and then the monuments you only get the once, but you could continue it even more if you wanted to add things like demographics in a 4th partition. And that's, to me, that's been the best way to do it, instead of cramming country, capital city, and monuments all on the same station in a single memory palace. That gets to be a bit much. You can do it, but this is a telescoping technique that I prefer for information of this kind, and I think, as I promised, you can probably see how this might apply to things that you're memorizing as well. So I hope this quick tip serves you going forward. And before we go, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Magnetic Memory Method live event in London called Magnetic Memory Live. And it's going to be a very, very powerful event. We're going to work on the right way to build memory palaces. We're going to complete exercises that will make you wildly visual, so you can use your imagination to memorize anything and recall anything. And we're going to learn exactly how to practice recall so that you really don't have to practice it at all, so that the important information you need on hand to experience real improvement in your career and your interests in all areas of your life becomes impossible to forget and instantly leaps to mind whenever you want or need it. Plus, following the event, you're going to get an exclusive 8-week email follow-up course to make sure that you keep doing everything right and that you keep doing it. This is very, very important. Implementation after an event is critical, and so many events that I've gone to, you never hear from the people again unless they're trying to market something to you. And, I'm not, ashamed or embarrassed to be a marketer of memory techniques, but you're going to hear from me, and I'm going to make sure that you are continuing to use this by continuing to educate you. And there's going to be some videos and audios that go throughout this 8-week email follow-up as well, because I want to make sure that you're using these techniques after that you've sat with me and implemented, done the exercises together in that area where we're meeting in London, and it's going to be awesome. So this is all super important because a better memory serves you in so many ways. A better memory amounts to more wealth, it amounts to greater happiness, and it amounts to a lasting brain that will be healthy until the end of your life. And this is great because we live in such a wonderful age right now, this age of the internet and technology, and who wants to get old and not be able to enjoy all that? Don't you want to see how the party ends? I mean, the party goes on after we are away from the planet, but still, what a nightmare it would be to get dementia or Alzheimer's. And we know that using your brain actively to have imaginative exercises and keeping your memory sharp is a great way to fend off those things happening to us. So that's another thing, as I want to give you the strategies and techniques that you can continue to use throughout your life in a practical setting so that you are fending off and warding off these conditions and having lasting brain health for your life and for the benefit of your family and your loved ones. So for the people who attend, it's going to be one of the most powerful implementation boot camps they will ever experience, and it'll be the most powerful implementation boot camp around memory and imagination and improving creativity so that you can remember more that you'll ever experience. I guarantee that. That's my promise to you. And as you can tell, I'm incredibly excited about the event. I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome, and I think you need to be there. So if you haven't already booked your ticket, now would be a good time to do it because the prices will go up as we get nearer to the event and it will sell out. So if you'd like to attend, click on the link below. And as ever, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.
You've been very inspiring for me to listen to and to follow so far, and I'm so grateful for having found you and the work that you do. There's so much information out there about learning and about memory, and I remember the first video that I heard from you on YouTube. I think it was like 30 minutes long. I knew that you were my guy, that you were the one that for me to learn from. Gosh, I've pored over books, I've watched videos. I have never come across anyone else that goes into the detail that you do in breaking it down and in actually teaching how this works. So that's what you're doing. I mean, at least to me, is like is groundbreaking. I mean, it's new, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be a part of it.